everybody, it is Julie. Welcome back to Pages and Pens. Today I am here with the Fall Cozy Time book tag. Let's jump right into it. This is a tag that was created by Sam from Sam's Nonsense, and I am here to do it for you. I looked at my channel and I did the Fall Into Books book tag, I think, last year, but I don't think I did this one, although the questions seem really familiar, so I feel like maybe it's something that I did during a live show or something, but I couldn't find it on my channel as a standalone video, so we're going to film it this year because why the heck not? So let's jump right into it. The first one is Crunching Leaves. Pick a book with red, orange, or yellow on the cover. And for that, I could only go with my most recent read, and that is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is one that I have been dying to get to for the longest time. I actually pre-ordered this edition, signed, forever and ever ago, and then never got to it until the beginning of this month. I buddy read this October 1st to the 5th, and I fell in love with it. I 5-starred this. It is a dark, like, anti-hero, full villain, everybody is just messed up as hell story about Victor and Eli, college roommates. During Eli's thesis in med school to study EOs, or extraordinaries, they discover that you can come back as an extraordinary with powers if you have a near-death experience and some other factors. So they go ahead and set out to then have their own near-death experiences and come back with these powers to better study the EOs. And it is so messed up, but so good. I really, really enjoyed it. It's really good, and it's at the forefront of my mind right now, so we're gonna go with that one. Then we have Cozy Sweater. It is finally cool enough to snuggle up in your warm, cozy clothing. A book that gives you the warm and fuzzies, and for that one, I'm going to go with The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, which always gives me the warm fuzzies because the found family in this and the relationships in this book give me the warmest, coziest, fuzziest feelings. They are so diverse and so amazing and so close. And Jenks and Lovey and Kizzy and Rosemary and Sissix and then the captain, oh god, what's his name? They are just the most amazing group of characters, and I loved this book with my whole heart. So if I want like a warm and fuzzy, oh, Dr. Chef, oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. If I ever want warm and fuzzies, this is the way to go because these characters give me that like I've come home feeling. They are just so phenomenal. So that story for sure. Then we have Fall Storm. The wind is howling and the rain is pouring. Choose your favorite book or genre that you like to read on a stormy day. For me, it's a fantasy, and it's going to be high fantasy. I feel like anytime I go into fall, I want a complete world building. So I'm talking anything like the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. I'm talking Harry Potter. I'm talking not Six of Crows, kind of ish. Really big, epic books. Lord of the Rings, which I will get to in a minute as well. Anything where you can lose yourself in a full immersive experience. I would say the Game of Thrones series, or Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin, but that one faded off for me. I'm not like as big of a fan of it, but anything like that where you can really lose yourself in a world, even like the Shades of Magic series, it just kind of transports you, and they're big, giant, clunky books that you can just snuggle up with your tea and your blanket and read. Those are my favorite for this time of year. And then the next question is Cool Crisp Air. What's the coolest character that you'd want to trade places with? And this is a really difficult one because you guys know I read a lot of fantasy. Not a lot of these characters are ones that you want to trade places with because they are put into terrifying situations. I will reference the Lord of the Rings series by J.R.R. Tolkien. This one is one that I love. I love the series so much, and I think if I had to choose a character to trade places with or become, it would be Arwen. A, she's elven. B, she lives in Rivendell. C, she is a elven princess, so she doesn't really have much strife. She's immortal, she's gorgeous. She gets to marry Aragorn, who's just so fucking steamy, but she's also badass and strong and capable and confident and just so amazing. I mean, yes, it's a world that's rife with danger, but if of all of those characters, she's kind of like the best one to want to be. Plus, who doesn't want to be an elf in Rivendell? Like, I feel like it's ideal for me, so I would say her. And then we have Hot Apple Cider. What underhyped book do you want to become the next big hot thing? This one is difficult for me because I feel like a lot of the books that I really love lately are also kind of starting to get hyped, and I always worry about hype because I don't ever want it to get to a point where people feel like they shouldn't pick it up because it'll just never live up to it. And I don't want to overdo something and then have people not fall in love with it and think that I overhyped it to the point where their expectations were too high and I ruined their reading experience. So I never want that to happen. These two books I don't think are talked about enough. Strange Grace by Tessa Gratton just came out, and it is a stunning, witchy, diverse tale that is rich and well woven and really complex, but really kind of cool. And at parts you have no idea what's going on. At parts, like, I kind of saw a couple things coming, but it's still so gorgeous that it is just, it's so worth it. And the other one is Spellbook of the Lost and Found by Moira Foley Doyle, and this one is a really cool blend of contemporary magical realism, fantasy, witches, found family, friend groups, and just kind of this like spooky, mystic kind of a vibe. Between the two of these, I don't see them getting talked about quite enough, and I just really love them. So I will say either one of these. There's been a lot of really great books that I've read recently that I'm just so excited for. And then there's Coats, Scarves, and Mittens. The weather has turned cold and it's time to cover up. What's the most embarrassing book cover that you have that you would probably keep hidden in public? And I don't have a bunch of those, so I'm just gonna go with The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torre. This one is obviously like a naked woman on the cover in like silhouette. And it's one of those situations where, like, no matter how you open it, you're gonna see like boobs and booty on either side. But this is a great book if you don't already have this on your TBR or you haven't already read this. But this one is a really good one for October. If you're still looking to build your TBR, this is a thriller, but it's like an erotic thriller. It's got this really cool psychological vibe to it that I adore. So this is a really fun one. It's a fast one. It is a trilogy, so there are other ones, but that one in particular is like kind of a whole series. Actually, the second book kind of has a similar vibe on the cover, so I'll say that. Pumpkin Spice, what's your favorite fall time comfort food or foods? Okay, tea all year round, all the time. I love tea. And hot tea, cold tea, depending on the season. Right now, definitely hot teas. And then pot pies and turkey chili. Like, it gets cold and I want pot pies and turkey chili. And that's kind of like all I want when it gets chilly. It's like a big bowl of turkey chili or a big hot pot pie and then a book and some tea and a blanket, and then like I'm solid. And then the last question is warm, cozy bonfires, spread the cozy warmth. Who do you tag? This is a very old tag, so I don't know who's done it, who hasn't. I was actually surprised that I hadn't. I feel like I have, but I couldn't find it on my channel. So if you haven't done this one and you're looking for a really cool fall kind of tag, this is a great one to do. I will leave Sam from Sam's Nonsense link down below with all of the original questions on her video, so head there, get the questions. For now though, that is everything for the Fall Cozy Time book tag. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give me a big thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye guys.